The Dubai supercar graveyard is a tragic sight for so many thousands upon thousands of million-dollar cars collecting sand in the unbearable desert, their engines being destroyed with every passing day, and not a single owner in sight. 2,000 to 3,000 cars are abandoned in Dubai every year, and these are not just Honda Civics, these are Porsches, Ferraris, Rolls-Royces and Lamborghini just wasting away on the streets. In the United States normally, when you see an abandoned car it's a 1980 junker rotting in a field somewhere, but in Dubai the locals are incredibly accustomed to strolling by cars worth $500,000 or more that are completely covered in sand. Why are these cars abandoned exactly? For quite a few reasons. In the United Arab Emirates up until 2016 under Sharia law, debt was a criminal offense that meant jail time. And when there were no bankruptcy laws, which meant no protection for people who got in a little over their heads. Unfortunately, not all business plans work out. Some people run out of cash and can't pay for the expensive houses and cars they bought when money was flowing. In most countries that's stressful but survivable. But in Dubai this means trouble. Debt regularly lands people in prison, and prison isn't a place you want to be in the UAE. It's frequently reported that police stations are overcrowded, prisoners are given individual pants beatings, and forced starvation are incredibly common. When one prison was surveyed in the mid-2000s, the capacity was revealed to be of 178%. And that's not counting the rats. Cozy up in this cell is either foreign nationals, made up 92% of the prison population, at many of which were once business people looking to make a fortune in Dubai. But whole being said, it makes sense that people would fear going to prison in Dubai so much. And something as simple as a 1-year missed payment or bounce check can lead to prison time. It's no wonder why so many people flee the country, and when people flee the country they go to leave everything behind. That's why so many expensive cars are left in airport parking lots. In fact, almost all the abandoned cars are left fat. There are cars left with the keys in the ignition, cars left with maxed out credit cards in the driver's seat, and even cars left with the apology notes on the windshield. The owners of these cars hop in a plane heading back to their native country to escape punishment for their debts. In 2008 and in 2009 the car graveyards began to reach their peak. When the economy crashed around the world, the United Arab Emirates was hit particularly hard. Jobs that used to earn 6 figures were suddenly non-existent. Oil was selling for dirt cheap emboss, and exports were not flowing like they used to, and thousands of people were forced to flee to escape their deaths. You may wonder why people in debt did not just sell their cars, but unfortunately owners can't transfer ownership of the cars until the loan is paid off. Because of that, after these unpaid cars are abandoned they can sit in parking for 5, 10 or even 15 years before anything happens to them. In 2019, a company called Hush Hush put out an advertisement looking for a supercar scout that would send to Dubai. The job entailed being flown to Dubai, living in the city, and searching through these car graveyards to find cars worth buying and saving. However, it's not as easy as finding a car you want and buying it. This job also means investigating to find the original owner of the car and negotiating with them, since the original owners fled due to crime. It's not exactly an easy task. What car's in this graveyard exactly? Perhaps the most well-known car of all is the Ferrari Enzo, a better this day, is wasting away in a garage in Dubai. There were only 400 Ferrari Enzo's ever made between 2002 and in 2004, making it one of the most sought-after cars in the world. That the final Ferrari Enzo ever made sold at an auction for $6.6 million. And almost all of them sell between $2 to $3 million. So how did a Ferrari Enzo get dumped in Dubai? Well, it was left behind by a British expat who started working in Dubai. As the economy crashed he fell into debt and ended up leaving his entire life in the city, including the car worth millions of dollars for years. The car was sitting by the airport out in the sun, but more recently it was moved to an indoor facility, and the 2-seat luxury vehicle has minimalist interior and plenty of impressive hardware with a top speed of 221 miles per hour and the ability to go from 0 to 60 in 3.14 seconds. It is truly tragic to see it wasting away in a garage. However, that Enzo isn't the only impressive Ferrari sitting in Dubai. It was recently documented that a 2015 Ferrari California T was moved into one of the indoor facilities, priced at around $100,000. The Ferrari California T is a much-loved car that can zip from 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds, though the sleek interior and convertible aspect are a huge draw for many fans. However, when the cars go to auction, eventually bidding is expected to start around $30,000 on a good day. While the graveyard situation is tragic, it does have its benefits for the person who's in the right place at the right time, and as they say, one man's trash is another man's treasure. One of the most popular cars left behind happens to be a Rolls Rathe, which usually sell for around $200,000 to $300,000. So there you have it. the history of the Dubai supercars graveyard, and all the poor luxury cars that are decaying inside. If you know what happened to these cars after the indoor facility, then let us know in the comments section. And subscribe to the channel for upcoming amazing content.